is Shauna, and welcome back to 30 Things to Store, where every day we are talking about things that most people have on hand and giving you some tips on how to store them. So today is day 6, and we're going to talk about holiday decorations. Most people have some holiday decorations. Some people have a lot, and some people have only a couple. But there are kind of two things to keep in mind when you're storing holiday decorations, which you may be getting ready to take your decorations from Christmas or the winter holidays down right now. The first one is that I recommend you use a plastic container. I'm not a big fan of cardboard for things that you store over time in an attic or a basement, largely because squirrels and mice and bugs love to chew on these things, so they don't tend to hold up very well. Also, if you are in a damp space, like a basement that may periodically get a little water, cardboard is just not very good. So, number one, I suggest you use plastic. The second thing that's important is that you label the container. This is super important because this is not a box you're going to see every day. So, once a year you're going to touch it, and it's helpful to know what's inside. So, label your container. You can use a label maker, but you could also just use a piece of masking tape that you write on with a Sharpie, or you could print labels off your computer, put them on the box with clear packing tape. Any of these work great. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Now, a couple other things to think about, questions that people ask me about storing decorations. First, when it comes to something like ornaments, people say, should I get a specific kind of box? And there are boxes you can get that are designed just for ornaments. And I will put a link to a box like this that you can get like at a Target on the website. So you can check that out. And those have dividers that you put inside, and then you just quickly put the ornaments inside. If you're going to buy one of these boxes, be careful to buy one where the dividers are adjustable, because sometimes we have ornaments that are a little long or a little tall, and we want to be able to adjust those dividers so that you can fit all of your ornaments inside. If you don't want to invest in one of those specific boxes, that's fine. Most decorations really can be stored simply, so I'm going to show you a box. You could just get any kind of plastic box. Remember, you want to be very clear and label it for what's inside. And then you can just simply use any kind of paper that you have around, because again, we're in a plastic box. So you can just use tissue paper, or if you have napkins that are left over from your holiday celebration, you can use those. Gently wrap everything and nest it in. You don't want to overpack, because if you do that and you put the lid on, you might break something. So we want them to be sort of comfortably sitting in your box. Any plastic box will do. If you live in an apartment and maybe you have 5 decorations that cover your whole year, you could just get a shoebox. If you live in a 5-bedroom home and at Christmas you have tons and tons of decorations, you're going to need more than one. So get a bunch of large, I like clear plastic boxes. You can get boxes that are colored by holiday at a place like Container Store, you know, orange for Halloween and red and green for Christmas. These are nice, but again, the most important thing is the label. We want to label what's inside. Another tip is if you have many decorations, perhaps at Christmas, and they're all over the house, when you repack them by room rather than by type of object. So instead of putting together all the candles or all the Santas, take the box into the room, or multiple boxes if you need, and put the items from that room in your box, and then label it Christmas decorations family room, Christmas decorations dining room. This will make it so much easier for you next year when you take them out. There are also containers you can get that are specialized for things like wreaths. Again, I will put a link on the website for those. Again, you want to make sure that you have plenty of space. You don't want to crunch anything. But most important, plastic and a label. If you have any questions about storing holiday decorations, please feel free to comment or email me. I'm always happy to answer your questions. And we'll see you tomorrow on 30 Things to Store.